Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Batman Arkham Asylum. So, we're in the holding cells, I believe, now. So, this is the place I remember in the original run for BSC I got really turned around on.
I don't recall since that was so long ago. The only thing I immediately remember about the old BrainScratch commentary that the audio cut out, and you had to replace it with like several different themes of other Batman media, which is a no-go nowadays. Like that's how you get a channel taken down like very fast. But you know, it was fun for a while. It lasted. It was a more innocent time where I think video responses were still a thing.
Oh my god!
And videos were still rated by 5 stars. Is there anything else I'm forgetting? Oh yeah, back when channel pages meant more than just having a fucking banner.
Back when your video on your channel page playing automatically was a big deal.
I remember the old early YouTube channel pages, and looking back, it's a very Web 2.0 looking, but you could actually like decide on your own layout for things and make your own wallpaper.
Like legit, I honest to God miss that.
I miss it too.
Like the banners are fine, and you can still like make something work if you really want to, but like the whole customized channel page can really pop if you know what the hell you're doing. Like I think Charlotte Connery had some of the best.
The new shit just feels so restricting.
Yeah,
it's very sterile too.
Well, yeah, like very
homogenized.
The reason it's like that is because they needed to work on multiple platforms. They needed to work on their smart TV stuff. They needed to work on like every web browser.
iPad.
They needed to they needed to be like very quickly. They needed to be able to very quickly remodel itself for whatever display it's on, and you know I understand.
Yeah, because they'll just have you upload a singular image that works within the dimensions given to you depending on what device you're using to view YouTube on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, I guess you can still make it work. Have a little fun with it, like upload an image that like reveals answers to a puzzle depending on what device that you're watching
Riddler's
it on.
YouTube channel.
It's just kind of a bummer because it used to be that you were arranging your page to try and encourage a community to like hang out there, but now like the channel page is the last place anyone wants to hang out. Like, you know, the only thing you can really customize there is maybe a trailer if you have the production and editing chops to do a good one.
Yeah, I have to say, even if I'm going to a channel page, I'm often beelining towards the uploads
Or playlist.
and not necessarily looking at the channel itself. Or the playlist,
whatever they happen to have on their front tab. But okay, so what section of the asylum are we in to get back into the game here? Is this the
holding cells?
Is this the place where like all the crazy people are?
I mean, this is Arkham Asylum.
No, I mean like, is this the place where the literal straight? No, is this the place where like? I mean like, is this the place where the enemy mooks that are crazy and like?
Oh, yeah. Not yet.
No, not.
Well, I mean, we're getting there, but not here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's like this is the place where the crazy people are. Just insert the clip from Batman. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Oh, you're going for the Easter egg?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's the super criminals, but then there's the area where everyone is just out of their fucking minds and drooling at you. I love that stereotype in pop culture where, you know, they're just like mouth frothing crazy people all over the place.
The Easter egg I'm referring to is, I think it was a contest winner for Arkham Asylum, who you get your face in the game, and there is an inmate that has a very unique looking face that's just there as a background element. You have to like go out of your way to look for him though.
I think one of them is the director as well.
So it's not like a face on a wall. It's actually a model.
Yeah, it's actually a 3D model.
That's pretty cool.
Get your face put on Poison Ivy's body.
We could just do that now with deepfakes.
It's true.
Deepfakes and modding.
If there's one of the things that I always enjoy in stuff with Harley Quinn in it, it's like whenever Harley and Ivy like interact out of the blue, when they're not actively like partnered with each other, when they just happen to meet while they're both doing different things, or in this case, while they're both in Arkham Asylum, it always results in some, some pretty, like, fun chaos. And wasn't this, like, the first time in a while we got to see any of that outside of, like, a comic or something?
What, the Harley and Ivy relationship?
Harley and Ivy just doing anything.
Outside of the animated series stuff? Not really. I can only think of maybe Gotham City Sirens, but that's comic book, like as you were talking about.
Maybe the first time it broke a comic book barriers.
Gotham City Sirens was fun. I could have done without, like, the weird random issues in the middle of the series where it focused on the Riddler instead. I'm not really sure why they did that instead of just, telling Riddler stories in a Riddler series. But
I think that was during a period where they didn't know what to do with the character.
well, at that point, the Riddler was redeemed, and he was working as this sort of really eccentric private detective. But it's like, instead of like telling his stories in a focused way, or having him be a spin-off episode in the Batman comic, they did a series about Harley, Ivy, Catwoman, and then they just had random Edward Nygma episodes in the middle of it.
Here it is.
Oh,
Uh,
yep, that's a unique looking model. The face.
Honestly, I think the face could have been implemented a little better. It looks like this dude just wearing a mask.
Like
Maybe he
GoldenEye
is.
faces.
It kind of always ends up looking like that in the PlayStation 3 and earlier generations when they try to, like, replicate a real person's face. You guys remember what frickin', like, EA's Lord of the Rings and EA's Harry Potter video games were like, right? Where they were like,
PS1?
What era?
Not PS1, like PS2, PS3, both of those eras, where they were like.
Unfortunately, I don't.
Like, every time they advertised them, they made this big deal about how it's like the actual actors were the actual actors were in the game, and they were so real, and they'd have the actors, like, in their DVD extras talking about how cool it was that they were real, and it's totally not scripted, even though it obviously was.
No, if it's got really loud, obnoxious background music playing in the documentary, then yeah, it's totally real, totally
But
real.
like the oh, here's where the crazy people are. Okay.
I always thought there was a spark between us.
Boo.
Oh, the electrified floors. This is one of the most annoying mechanics in Arkham Asylum. To be
Fuck,
honest,
it's like I have to question how I was about to call him Mario because I was gonna make a wall jump joke, but
How Harley got up there.
yeah, just like she can just straight up fucking wall jump.
I knew she was metahuman.
one of the most annoying combat challenges in the combat challenger mode is this one where you have like 3 fenced off tiers of electrified floor.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
So-
that's the boss fight we're going to next.
Yeah, we're gonna see that here.
Well,
actually,
yeah,
Well, quote-unquote boss fight.
But like, it's not as bad when it's a boss fight, but when it's a combat challenge and you have to keep a combo going while moving around between these 3 tiers, it is a special kind of obnoxious.
That was one of the more frustrating combat challenges when I was trying to 3-star every single one of them, which felt like a lost cause, but I guess you need to for true 100%.
I managed to do that on PS3 back in the day. It was pretty rough.
That's impressive.
I did a Batman Arkham Asylum 100% stream a couple of years ago, and I remember being hung up there for a while. Just punch that guy in the ass.
It was that one, and it was one later on that had like 2 of the Titan guys at the same time that gave me the most issues.
Oh, I think the one inside the very small botanical gardens area.
Exactly that one.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, ultimately that that some of the challenges require more mobility than the combat system really allows you to have, because like, when you're doing a combat combo, your mobility is pretty much locked into the free-flowing jumping from enemy to enemy combo movement. And it's not something that you can easily cancel out of in order to react to things. And that's fine when it's just you and the enemies, because, like, the enemies, the only thing you usually have to do is, pause briefly mid combo to wave your cape at something or hit the counter
You
button.
see, I would argue that it is. The question is, do you want to? Because if you do, you're likely losing your combo.
Well, yeah, that's kind of.
And there goes all your points. Yeah.
Hey, Calendar Man. Or Calendar Man's room, anyway.
Calendar's not here.
That man will never
Just a
have
bunch
a
of-
major role in these games.
and that never matters. Ooh, that hurt.
Dude, the slam catches me off guard every time.
It's like it doesn't matter when you're just playing the game like this because you had to break your combo. You lost a few experience points. Oh well. But like when you're in the combat challenge mode, like breaking the combo breaks you lose. You pretty much lose. There are very few combat challenges that you can hit 3 stars in without keeping a flawless combo throughout like 90% of the clock's time. The Dork Knight. That is such a Harley Quinn thing to say.
There is a detail I wish this game had, and I understand why they wouldn't, but given the 2 enormous gnashes that are just on Batman's cape, whenever you glide, it should just whistle. This isn't as bad as it ever gets, though. I think like the most egregious version of your cape just getting absolutely fucking destroyed is, I think, Origins. Because like by endgame, this shouldn't be able to glide at all.
Just looks like Swiss cheese.
I think it's just Swiss cheese. Yeah.
Like, see, Batman is so smart, he has designed his cape to where whenever it is all torn up, whenever he glides, it whistles the Batman theme.
Yeah. Exactly. But it also gives away your location. Stealth is
It
gone.
inspires fear in the hearts of criminals.
1 in 52 chance it does the Tim Burton theme.
Are you willing to roll that dice, Batman?
You want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. I'm still convinced in that scene, Jack Nicholson had no idea how to react to him.
No, because I think Michael Keaton just wanted to ham it up in front of Jack Nicholson that one time because, like, I'm never going to get another chance like this.
Yeah, and Jack was just like, "What?"
Keep it in.
Whatever.
Keep it in.
But yeah, I'm still getting paid like a sultan's ransom.
Just let him have this one, Jack.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to break some teeth. Which I guess has a
No,
double
not
meaning.
yours. Not yours yet.
Oh, it looks like I was wrong. Arkham Asylum has 2 body types. There's like depressingly dad bod, like the cop you were talking to, and then there's like
And then there's the fat
there's
guy.
Batman buff.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Batman bod is exclusive to Batman.
No, Jim Gordon has it.
Who can say? Yeah, I was gonna say Commissioner Gordon.
Anyone
probably
who's
has it, too.
reasonably physically fit has that body type, and anyone who's supposed to be like a little bit sedentary looking has like the more like dad bod look to them.
There's one thing I absolutely don't like about this model of Batman, besides the Max Payne squint, is that late game, this motherfucker gets really greasy in his face. Like, at one point, I really wanted to just take the fucking cowl off and just, like, wipe your head down, Batman, before you start breaking out, like, really badly.
Huh.
Ah. Oh,
There we go.
goes.
I had to walk in the room.
Subject too small.
2 scans for Two-Face.
You see, that could have been something good.
The
No,
unfortunate.
he does the scan and he goes, subject too small, like Riddler's dick. Riddler goes, I heard that.
The unfortunate thing of trying to have the Riddler involved in any kind of game where, like, a player is expected to engage with their riddles is that the Riddler's riddles can't be anywhere near as good as his intelligence suggests they should be. So, because, like, okay, the thrill of watching Batman deal with the Riddler in a comic or cartoon episode or whatever is that the Riddler is doing incredibly smart things and Batman has to be just as smart to match up with him. So you get to watch that happen. The problem with doing that in a video game is that you can't expect the player to be quite that smart.
You mean that hiding this trophy in this vent isn't smart?
No,
I
it's
mean,
not.
it should be.
You know how many bones that dude broke to put him in there? It's a tiny
If
vent.
you guess correctly, if you guess correctly, you get a Riddler trophy.
I mean, just one of those was I saw the latest movie with my folks in a pretty packed theater opening weekend. And then they did like the first major riddle with like thumb drive and all that, and then like a third of the theater just went, "Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
this is the exact room the combat challenge I was talking about
Yeah.
takes place in. And
It's like you have to maintain your combo while jumping
while
up to the
getting up
next
here."
area.
Yeah, but and the combo was already ended by the time I got up here.
Yeah.
So
I think
Yeah.
that you can upgrade it. I might be thinking of a different Arkham game, but I want to say that there's an upgrade that lets you extend it by just a little bit. But then it's also like, you gotta make sure that you do the leap because for some reason it maintains the combo during the dodge jump. Just
At the same time, I don't think it's possible to keep one continuous combo going. At some point, you will have to break it, given how enemy formations just load in.
if you can, I didn't because I would literally pause and restart when I broke my combo. I got it. It probably took me like an hour.
what tends to happen in the combat challenges is that because the challenge is broken up into rounds, so you really only need to maintain the combo throughout a given round,
Yeah.
and eventually.
don't worry, he's okay.
He's fine. Non-lethal
Batman
electricity.
doesn't kill.
Well, I mean, it is supposed
Yeah,
to.
but floors do.
It is supposed to be non-lethal electrification. Like, it's meant to shock and subdue escaped inmates, which is like the most sci-fi improbable security measure in a prison that you could think of. But
Yeah, it's like it's like the magnetic boots in Face Off. If anyone's ever watched that movie,
Face off.
Face.
no prison on Earth would be allowed to have this kind of security system because of how dangerous it is. But like, that's the intended function, and it is a comic book prison, so whatever.
I also don't. Never mind. I probably shouldn't get into politics.
I mean, if in the real world there were
Congratulations, here's your Harley boss fight.
if in the real world there was an abundance of oh yes,
Got me good bats.
if in the real world there was an abundance of super criminals like Killer Croc and Bane, then you could make a case for having this kind of security system in a prison and getting the needed legislation through. But yeah, that's Harley Quinn. All right.
It's okay. You get to do this in real time in the next game. It's a single QTE.
It's a pain because Harley Quinn would actually make for a more interesting boss fight than the Joker, simply because she has like an actual fighting style.
Yeah, she has the
Did you
acrobatic
see that
chops.
Mega Man X up the wall earlier?
Never happens again.
It's funny because like when Harley Quinn was a villain and she was a henchman, she was very deliberately characterized as not being a match for Batman at all. But later on, when she became more of an anti-hero, she got better at fighting. Part of the explanation for this was that her physical abilities were enhanced by some stuff Ivy did, but like she could probably go toe-to-toe with Batman now. In fact, she kind of kicks Nightwing's ass in Batman and Harley Quinn.
Because like beforehand, she would have to get the one up with weapons like bazookas, a giant hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's how she was getting the one up on Batman.
Well-
but now, like physically speaking, now she can just take.
Well,
him on.
I say she kicks Nightwing's ass, but she actually like doesn't beat him in a straight up fight. She fights him for a little while and manages to hold her own for a few seconds until he gets the better of her. But like in the middle of the fight, she manages to sneakily stick him with some Joker toxin. So when he's standing over her, thinking he's won, he starts laughing and falls over, and she brains him in the head with a bat or something.
Yeah.
But like just the fact that she was able to pull off that kind of trick during a fight, like it does kind of tell you how far she's come since the early days. I like that movie,
Also,
even though
Nightwing
it's
is dumb.
Nightwing kind of is a bit dumb, yes, in the animated universe continuity anyway. But like, I like that movie, even though it's just kind of a poor man's version of Harlequinade when you think about it. But like, it's got the same exact plot and the same exact plot beats, except Poison Ivy and Jason Woodrow are here instead of the Joker.
I didn't mind the movie too much. I just kind of, to me, the most interesting thing about it is that they went back to the Batman New Adventures art style for it in that movie alone. But I didn't like they kept. You could see Nightwing's pupils like through the mask, and never liked that.
I actually like, to be honest, I prefer Nightwing's design in that movie to the one he actually used in the animated series. But like, they make fun of that
For like
in the
two
movie.
Well, it's like it's the same one. It's just like it's
one that has longer hair.
you can see his eyes.
No,
and you
no.
can't see
In
his
the
eyes
animated series, he had a mullet. They make fun of it in the movie.
anymore. Yeah.
Also, for like the 2 episodes Nightwing was in that series.
Oh, Nightwing had a few good episodes. Like, there was an episode dedicated, like, completely to him, you know, changing sides. There were a few episodes where he, like, the thing about the episodes, the thing about the episodes and
You ever close your eyes? You can't hurt you anymore if you can't see
the
it.
thing about the episodes in season 4/5 is that they tended to focus on, like, one set of characters at a time rather than having actual team ups. So you'd have like the Nightwing and Robin episode, you'd have the Batgirl episode, etc., and so forth.
Yeah.